Good day, family. Pastor Willingham here again. I'm encouraging you again to press subscribe here. These are notes to self, the positive self-talk. There's conversations that we need to have with ourselves, to move ourselves forward. Many times the wisdom that we need is right within us if we take the time to tap into it. And so I'm going to say here today that we need to stop playing and start pressing you know and what do I mean by that? Stop playing and start pressing. There's something that you're supposed to do. There's a mission that you have. There's a purpose and a vision that you have. It's bigger than you. It's something God has for you to do. And many times we have an idea of what it is, and we play with it. We hit at it. you know um we do it a little bit, but we're playing, and we're not pressing. And so when we start to press, we get serious about what it is that we're doing. And sometimes we are not going where we need to go, and we're not getting the breakthrough that we need, or we're not having the success that we need, because we're playing around with what it is we have, and we're not pressing. And we do need to stop playing and start pressing, and be more intense. Number one, when we play around with something, we're not really doing it with any real intensity. We kind of believe in it. It's in our heart, you know, but we're really we begin to maybe step out a little bit, but we're afraid to really step out, and so we're just playing with this purpose, and instead of really pressing. But because when we start pressing, then what it is that we get 100% on board. We totally buy into what it is God has in us, and until we buy into it 100%, what we have in us, nobody else is going to buy into what it is that you do. Nobody else is going to see 100% into what it is you do and who it is you are if you haven't totally bought into it. If you hadn't put yourself 100% into who you are and what you do, why should anybody else be 100% invested, 100% on board with who you are and what you do, if they're looking at you and you're playing around with what it is you have and you're not pressing, you know? And so when you start to press, again, you become more intense. There should be an intensity about what you do when you're pressing. Secondly, there should be some consistency about what it is you do. You should do it more with more intensity, number one, and then you ought to do it more consistently. Be more persistent and more consistent in what it is that you're doing, and be more intentional about it. I mean, just be, again, 100% sold out, 100%, buying into who it is that you say you are, and who it is that you say you want to be, and who it is and what it is that you say you want to become. Don't play with it anymore. And say to yourself, I'm not going to play with it anymore. I'm going to press. I'm going to be 100% sold out. I'm going to be 100% buying into it, and I'm going to be more intense about it. People are going to see my intensity. you know, if you want people to get excited about what you're doing, then you're going to have to be more intense. They're going to need to see more intensity and more energy from you. Secondly, they're going to need to see you be more consistent, and be more intentional about what it is you're trying to do. Lay it out, you know, go for it. And so and when you do that, people will get behind you. People will pick up the momentum that you're laying down. And so those are my words of encouragement. self talk today, notes to self today, is that we stop playing with what it is God has given us and start pressing. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.